Okay, so today's stick is a little more higher. I was about to say quality, but quality isn't really it. I'm not really sure. This is an over budget cigar for me. I decided to splurge, and what this is a Perdomo. What does that say? Yep, this is a Perdomo Reserve Champagne 10th anniversary. You can see this nice fancy gold band. I like the fact that it's gold on gold. That's interesting. Limited. 10th anniversary. Actually, now I'm thinking I wish I had looked this one up. Is that a solid band? Yes, it is. That is one solid band. Now, the thing about it is when they... That's a lot of money to spend for a band. That's quite a, something above and beyond. All right. So, are they doing that to indicate that this is a cigar that is a cut above the rest? Or are they doing that because they want to convince me that this cigar is a cut above the rest? And the thing about it is, because of this, you really don't get very much good look at the wrapper. It's a nice light Connecticut wrapper. I see a lot of bulges and veins. It seems like a very rustic wrapper. However, the color is very consistent all the way across it, and even, yep, absolutely, yeah. There's even a bit of toothiness in there. So that's really, and as was, the wrapper. I mean, not the wrapper, but the band. I usually like to keep the band on until I get down to the last third of the cigar, because it helps to just hold the thing together, and it gives me somewhere to hold. To put my fingers rather than on the thing itself. But then I'd have to move this. Let's see if this will move back a little bit, or is it going to be? Oh, construction, yeah, tight. In fact, getting the band to move is becoming a bit of a chore. There we go, a little bit, a little twist to it. I'll bring it right up there to where, almost to the lip level. That gives me more that I can smoke before I have to remove the band. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's the edge. You can see it is all just one band right straight across. It's not a double band. Perdomo Reserve Champagne 10th anniversary. So let's cut a hole. With something this size, I would usually use a large cutter. I'm using a small cutter just because it's convenient. Oh, look at that nice cut. That's that rivals the Egyptians. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Let me return the cutter. Ooh. I have to say, that is an interesting note. Maybe there is something to this special, this claim to a higher status. In fact, I think this was a 15 plus cigar, if I remember. It's either the high end of the low or the low end of the high. I don't know. Somewhere in between. There's a sweetness there, but that is definitely not an applied sweetness. That if 10th anniversary, I don't think that would mean aged 10 years, but there's definitely an element of sweetness there that's natural. That's pretty good. I'm really looking forward to smoking this cigar now. This is really, I mean, first the aroma, and then the and I like that dark filler. That really looks nice. Practically no blemishes. Oh, there's one little tiny spot. Actually, when I'm doing this in the camera on the screen, I'm looking at, and look at that. You can see the toothiness there. You can get a good glimpse of it. It's magnifying it. I'm actually seeing it larger than the naked eye. Some more things are appearing, but when I'm just looking at it, you know, there's a spot there where the wrapper flaked off as I moved it. Maybe that was covering. Oh, well, I guess it was. But I did think it flaked off. That shouldn't. But there you can see even the binder is a dark color. Sucks when I don't have a jet flame, because that is the proper way to light something this large. You need, trying to do it with a Bic is going to be a chore. So here we go. All right, now. Okay, I got it pretty well going, so let's don't have anything to drink. I'd like to have something to wash that. Well, let's really pay attention this time. Well, just like with the aroma, is that strong tobacco flavor. I definitely would put this not as a mild. And I'm getting a good dose of that peppery sensation. Mm-hmm. And that seems to be lasting. It's still there. It's mm-hmm. Yep, comes right to the front. But there is that, of course, that just generalized tobacco flavor, and then that note, just like in the aroma, something a little mystifying. Not really something I can come up with any analog to. But, let's see. Yeah, I like that. Quite a nice. Yeah, I would have to say that this is essentially a good premium cigar, but a cut above that, improved in some way. Um, I don't really know what the history of the Perdomo champagne line is. Since it's the 10th anniversary, I would say they've been making these for 10 years. The champagne line. And, of course, if you're going to call your cigar champagne, well, then you're obviously appealing to a more elegant and trying to think of a way to say wealthy without sounding like an ass. But anyway, just a little higher bracket if you have the means. This is the type of cigar I buy only once or twice a year. Because if you can't find a decent cigar, a good cigar that you can really take pleasure in enjoying, for under $10, you're not looking. I find them all the time. And maybe that's simply because, in fact, it's been a while since I've had a bad cigar. And I have had some bad cigars that I just, 3 or 4 puffs in and I threw them away because unfortunately I haven't done any recordings of those, but those were quite some time ago. In fact, the only thing that ever comes to mind when I'm thinking about a bad tasting cigar are some of those miniatures that that Acid puts in their collections. When you buy them, I forget what the hell they're called, and it's not the ones that are the miniatures, but they're even smaller. They're actually more like cheroots, and they are just awful. You couldn't pay me to smoke those things. They are actually worse than some of the gas station cigars I've smoked over the years. Ah, yeah, I'm getting like a very good draw. It's burning rather uniformly. It's pretty good. And Perdomo is a line that I go to on occasion. Actually, yeah, I pretty much, when I'm looking for something like this, when I want spend something, spend a little more money, get a special event kind of cigar. Um, this is the kind of thing I'd go to purchase. Uh, Something for along those lines. I wonder if the microphone is picking up the sounds that I'm hearing, because it's primarily birds. We just had a big rainstorm here, and it's just passed through, and it's still overcast, but way to the east I can see thinner clouds. The sun's shining through brighter on that side, and the clouds are definitely moving. So we're in that post rainstorm place, and that means all the birds are coming back out. And I can hear at least a dozen different bird calls in the immediate area. Well, I'm going to enjoy my smoke. You enjoy yours.